Good afternoon, everyone. Someone give me a thumbs up if my audio is clear, please. Thank you, Tim. And my screen share is working. Is that right? Yeah. Thanks, guys. Look, what we're sharing on today is our 8-point competitive advantage. And I was really pleased when I saw Brad re-clarify these points, because sometimes they get rewritten and republished and the lines get a little bit blurred. But the reason I'm so pleased that this was republished is because for those of you doing sales roles, if you're not clear on your competitive advantage, certainly there's no way your customer, your client, your prospect is going to be clear on that. And this is a subconscious question that every buyer needs to answer, because I think a lot of us think, oh, this person's going to buy from me because I'm a nice person, because they like me, because I give them good service. And to some extent, there's truth in that. However, unless you can put a clear difference between your product and the other products that they're looking at, and of course, the people buying our new homes are looking at other builders, the one thing that you're dealing with is price. Because if the client can't tell the difference between the home you're going to build for them and the home another builder is going to build for them, and your overall offer as a business, all they're going to focus on is price. And that is a very difficult place to run a business from, a business that is solely competing on price. So I'm going to share today my observations on these 8 points, why we've used them consistently for many years, some of the backstory of how to present these well, and then invite you to consider them and see if you have additional competitive advantages locally, and of course you will have. And I'm thinking of some of the participants at our webinar. Knock's business, for example, I suspect Knock is fluent in Vietnamese. So if I'm a buyer in the Vietnamese community, Knock has a competitive advantage that other builders can't offer in a communication alone. So you will have local competitive advantages, but these are ones that can apply nationally, and I'd like to just go through them one at a time now so you can understand them and be confident in them and present them clearly, and make sure your client understands the difference, because the emphasis will come off price then, and you'll find you can charge a price that might be higher than your competitor as a result of these. Now, let's start with the lifetime structural warranty. This puts nervousness in builders' thinking when they consider offering this. But I just want you to take a step back and think, okay, what is actually on offer here? Because we've intentionally got an asterisk here which refers people to our specification. And I don't know if you've ever read the clause around this. I certainly hope you have. But a client, certainly someone building a home and a purchaser of a consumer of most other products, wants to de-risk that purchase. Okay, so no one wants to invest that amount in a home and have it collapse or have a fault. So the de-risking is in the warranty process. Now, as builders, the various state governments we work in, they legislate that we have to provide statutory warranties. Now, those statutory warranties are 6 or 7 years. And it doesn't matter whether you want to avoid those or not. The law says you have to provide that warranty. Now, you think about a structural warranty. The structure is the slab or the floor system, the frames, the roof, the wall system, the beams, and so on. So if those things have been poorly built, they're going to fail within the statutory warranty period. I have never seen a building that has a structural defect that appears after that warranty period, that statutory warranty period. So in reality, all All our builders are providing this by virtue of the state government. All we're doing is pointing out that if the building doesn't fail in that period, we're prepared to warranty it for the life of the client that we're building for. Now, I'm just going to bring this up on screen in case you haven't noted this. It's in section C here of our general information. This is a copy of the New South Wales standard specification. And we go to some detail here to describe what is and is not included in our lifetime structural warranty. Now, lifetime actually refers to the life of the owner who lives in the home. 46 years is defined there as a lifetime structural warranty. So, of course, most homes are bought and sold within 5 to 10 year periods by the occupant, so your warranty disappears at that time anyway under these terms. But we also very intentionally exclude some of the things that are actually problematic, and you'll see they're listed in this here. It does not extend to situation where trees or soil imperil the structural integrity of the dwelling. And this is trees and soil are the things that obviously can cause problems if the client hasn't maintained them correctly. And there are others there. External concrete, particularly retaining walls, purely decorative features and so on. So I don't want any of you guys to be nervous about offering this warranty because we've thought this through carefully. You're not really offering any more than what the state government is asking of you. You're just extending it, knowing that the slab, if it hasn't had a problem within the statutory warranty period, is not going to have a problem unless, of course, there's an issue with the soil, and that's excluded in the terms there. So I hope that's a comfort to you. And you'll find clients are interested in that. And we're interestingly not the only builder offering these types of warranties, but it's been thoroughly thought through. Okay, let's have a look at the next one, the HIA fixed price contract. Now, there's 2 points here. Put a heavy emphasis on the HIA. The Housing Industry Association is a third party seen as an authority in the industry. So when your client is talking to you about a contract and what's to be used, by referencing the Housing Industry Association, we're saying this third-party organisation is an authority. They will provide us an appropriate contract. So you're seen as immediately connecting yourself with a brand with credibility in the industry. It's very important. Secondly, fixed price. Now, there's many builders out there that are offering cost plus contracts at the moment, and I'm not completely ruling out cost plus contracts, but our approach to offering fixed price contracts, it's very appealing to clients, gives them price certainty. And I know there's some caveats around that in the current environment, but an emphasis on the Housing Industry Association, and don't abbreviate to HIA because many people outside of our industry won't know what that is. And the fact we offer fixed price, please emphasize those 2 things. The inclusions of site costs is important. Now, what the mistake we often make is we think, the processes we take is what every other builder out there is doing. I can assure you that's not the case. Many builders will take a guess at the site classification. They'll take a guess at the piering or make an allowance. They'll make allowances for excavation. So the site costs are far from fixed with many of the builders out there. So mention this. Our process is put the site costs in the base price, so we don't lay all that out to avoid unnecessary haggling and communication on that subject. However, we can say with confidence that the site costs are included, and don't assume that every builder that your client is looking at is doing that, because in many cases they will not be doing that. So I encourage you to put an emphasis there. Now, built on time or we pay the rent. Couple of observations here. Clients want to know they've got certainty. Again, they're de-risking this transaction. People that are financing their builds can be under a lot of pressure with the finance and the rent. Yes, you are sticking your neck out here. However, you are defining when you write the contract, keeping in mind the client doesn't write it, and it's very rare that a client gives a lot of scrutiny to the contractual period during the signing process. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm saying it's usually not something they're emphasizing. So when you put the contract together, give yourself enough time, give yourself more than enough time. The paying the rent side of things here is simply reflecting the standard default liquidated damages, again, allowed for in most HIA contracts. So you're not really offering any more than the standard contract terms, but we, again, do put some language around this, and it's here in the rental support section. And it's written to give some clarity to you, clarity to the client. And I would say to you, it can be very, very important, this clause, with people buying from you, but make sure you give yourself enough time so you don't get cornered with this. Things happen, of course, and you might have a blowout in time, but the amount you need to pay is often no more than what's default in the contract anyway. We're simply using marketing language around it to reassure our clients that this is something we offer. Now, the Integrity Edge program, I suspect this is A, highly undersold in our sales transactions, and B, highly underused by our builders. And for those that haven't had a good look at Integrity Edge, this is what that looks like. This is an 8-step one for our supervisors in the business that starts with client commencement and works right through to handover. But you can see a lot of these, I'll just come to here, a lot of these have an emphasis on the client. And I know some of our supervisors actually have an accompanying document to this where the client is signing off on that stage. And Tim is doing some development work around this at the moment, or in coming weeks, where we're going to make that easier through the client portal to engage in this quality assurance program. I can say that 95% of the other builders out there don't have a quality assurance program of any sort, and certainly not one they can show a client and have a client engage in. People are interested in this. I mean, some of your clients are going to say, just deliver me a great product and I'll see you later. Some, and many, majority are going to want a more hands-on approach to the build. They're going to want to be there regularly, see what you're doing. This quality assurance process helps with the client, engage the client in that. In fact, you could give them a checklist. There's nothing on there that would be inappropriate for your client to see, and it will give them massive confidence, both in the sales transaction and in the process, to know you're following a system. So if you're not using our Integrity Edge quality assurance processes, you've got a massive gap in your business that needs consideration. Okay, the next one here is our customer-focused communication assurance. Now, the language here is being diluted somewhat to some clients need a lot of communication, some clients don't need as much. The emphasis I would put here when I'm talking a client through this is actually around our client portal. Many of our clients are actually computer literate to the point that they're quite interested in having portal access where they can feel like they've got an insight into your database. So the Gyro client portal gives them access where they can see photographs, they can engage with us in that environment, and clients can actually see in the site schedule tasks that you have scheduled for coming days on their sites. I mean, you cannot get, this is one of the few customer-focused portals in the industry. There are others. We have one. 90% of the builders that you're competing with are not going to have this. And if you're not talking to them about the client portal, you're, again, underselling yourself. Now, the next one here is custom design solutions. And again, many of our the builders we're competing with cannot offer a comprehensive custom design solution. Some can offer small changes to a plan. Some will send most will send their clients away to a designer to sort that out. I think a very unique part of our offer is the idea that we take control of a custom design and we deliver an outcome that the client can have some confidence around the price and the buildability or deliverability of the product. Now, as I talk to people that I'm talking to at the moment about new home builds, they are just so thrilled with the fact that they've come to Integrity and got a design solution for their site without going anywhere else. Don't underestimate that offer. It's quite unique to us as a builder. Of course, there are others doing it, but it may be that your client, the other builders that they're talking to, can't offer this. So please put an emphasis there. And the final observation here is a local builder with a national business system and buying power. I think, again, our builders they downplay what they're actually offering. Now, you think of a consumer of our product, they've often got two choices. They've got a national group with a head office and multi-layers of staff they're dealing with, a salesperson and a supervisor and so on. So that you often can't offer a price that's cheaper than those big players in the industry, but you can offer one point of contact many times, and that is appealing to people. People will pay a lot of money to deal with the builder, so you can offer that. On the other hand, they're dealing with the local builder who doesn't have a client portal, doesn't have a design service, can't articulate all the things we just talked about, but they can deal with that local guy and they expect to pay more money. You're actually offering the best of both worlds here. You're offering a local service delivery, which people find attractive, and you're offering the best of what the big builders can offer. Sure, you can't necessarily, and I don't advise meeting their price point, but people will pay more for that local service. And when it dawns on them that I can deal with this local guy and he's got all these big builder products and services and a price point that's much closer to the big builders, they will often jump at that. Please understand that have a recognition of what you've actually got with this franchise. And look, I originally set up this franchise with this last point in mind. I felt that our buyers wanted a local builder service level that I couldn't offer at a corporate office level. And the truth of it is they do. So encourage you to just maybe point that out. Look, I'm your local builder here. We have all these other business systems that I think you'll find very helpful in this transaction, but I'll be your point of contact right through this build. People love that. Look, that's our 8 points. I'd really welcome any questions, observations on that. So if you'd like to jump in with a question, please do so now. Just by a reaction of some sort, and we'll unmute the microphone so we can take those questions. Anyone have any? Good. Well, I thank you for joining me on our webinar and look forward to seeing you enjoy the fruits of using these 8 points more in your sales transactions. Bye for now.